Oh, yeah. Alright.
Just have something going while we are in warm-up here still. Let me pull up that match lineup as well. I'm going to wait for everybody to get into chat for a moment. Just so everybody knows, we are in warm-up still right now, so we're waiting to get into the match. And we are looking at the Season 4 Grand Finals. Been a long time coming. Finally looking to wrap up this season. And the stream is replaying. All right, there we go. I muted it. All right. As I was saying, definitely been a long time coming.
You wrote Space versus LBJ. It's mint.
Ooh, that is my bad.
I deleted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's up?
What?
All right, I'm just going to take a brief moment to deafen while I explain everything going on here. So once again, this is just currently the warm-up. We are getting into the grand finals here, which for anybody who's followed the league before, every match up until the grand finals is first to 3. So the first team that gets 2 wins takes the set. And this is first or best out of 5. So this is first to 3 instead, which means the map pool, I'm pretty sure, is full. Other than, yeah, no, not full per se. Sorry. So each team only gets to ban 1 map each, and no mode can be banned. Which is different from how the matches normally go. I'm pretty sure it's 1 mode, 1 map each per team. Yep. But instead now, we are looking at the coin flip going to, sorry. We are going to the coin flip on Mint. They decided to ban Black Site, whereas LBJ banned Desert Storm. Match 1 is going to be Suburbia, King of the Hill, with LBJ on Ghosts and Mint on Phantoms. I'll explain the further maps, or at least read them out when we get there. Alright, I don't know how much longer we're going on the warm-up, and I am not able to use chat. Tag Run does not exist in this game mode, or in this version of the game at all. This is the competitive build. Oh, hold on. I'm not. Do I have my microphone set up the right way? Give me 1 moment. Yeah, it's a little toasty in my room, so I do have the fan on. Not gonna lie. And it does look like we are going to be kicking into our first match here. Alright, and once again, that is going to be Suburbia King of the Hill with LBJ on Ghosts and Mint on Phantoms. Right, let me get undeafened here in the VC. Alright, hello?
Well, welcome back.
Hello.
Alright, hello, hello. And it looks like we are getting directly into the first match here. Good luck to both teams. And may the grand finals begin. Alright. And looking like we have... Alright, there we go. 5 for each team spawned in now. A little bit of direct push coming in from Jug Messiah directly onto the Phantom side. Matched out by a C7 from 2003 Jetta. A lot of C782 in the feed so far. Waukesha and Snaxus making their way onto the point, going
Really,
up
like
against
a
Snaxus
lava
there.
scenario. Like if
And it
you
looks like
fell,
first
you
cap
fall in
is
lava
going
and
to
you
go
insta
to
die.
LBJ
So I
right
did a
off the
jump
bat.
from like 2
Some
platforms,
definite good
and
aggression,
mid-air
a
I got
nice
shot
nearly
by a
kill
lone
feed going for the LBJ players, and there it is. That looks, I'm pretty sure, near to be a team wipe. By Mint, pushing their way through. It's kind of, ooh, gotta get rid of the stream starting overlay, my apologies. I have one job. Thank you for getting that. To comment on chat. We have Carbon here as well on the middle, and Build Nice Guys on a bit of a drain, a now 20-point lead. Mint slightly ahead. That wave wipe coming in. Jug Messiah and Kitten Spitz alone wiping them out. Exo Swag trying to match that grenade onto the people away, but Snaxus manages the clear and the push, though it's traded out by Build Nice. A triple kill alone for Waukesha there, clearing off, stopping these people from not only getting onto the point, but actually hitting a little bit of a drain here, going in for that potential defense play, as we have XO Swag kind of breaking the mold here from all these C7s we're seeing. We actually have a little bit of Honey Badger action. We're going to get into that up-close spectate here to see what's going on. XO Swag on the push. Waukesha and Snaxus close together. The potential double kill and the trade out with Miguel. We are crazy back and forth. Now nearly 50 to 60 points lead for LBJ. Definitely some good aggressive plays coming from both teams. Looking at the leaderboards, the kills have managed to even out. We have 3 players nearing their way to 20 kills. Build Nice Guys, 2003 Jetta, and Kitten Spitz. And we are just seeing basically a non-stop stream. Almost too much to comment on for these players, essentially just throwing themselves in an attempt to get the point. Even though it is 5v5, and even though the spawns can be as far back as the back 3 sets of houses for both teams, the only way that you're going to get a guaranteed cap is by having 2 or more people on the point that aren't instantly seen going for the cap, as a simple C7 wallbang or a grenade's going to peel them off the point instantly. But mainly what you're looking for is a full wave wipe, which LBJ is essentially making impossible right now, throwing out the odd Waukesha or Jug Messiah left or right to kind of keep their team spread out thin enough to the point of where not all 5 players can be killed at the same time. Basically making it impossible for Mint to go in, because they're never going to be able to find this one off player to side, making so if they try to cap on the opposite side, for example, if you have everybody on Ghost's trampoline side, they can obviously just sit right here and no one will see them. But having this constant stream of left and right, having people kind of bombard essentially makes it impossible for someone to cap in a sneaky fashion, as we're going to see with Miguel here most likely. Grenade banking off the wall, but he manages the cap. Actually managing to sit at the perfect angle, but with the triple nade from XOSWAG and the rotate back onto the point. I thought that was most definitely going to be an LBJ recap, but a perfect grenade flying in, managing a nuclear triple kill. And XOSWAG on the Drain Authority now on the, that's an MP7. I think we're seeing some definite interesting plays from both teams right now. Even though it is mostly C7A2, it's how they're used and where the players decide to put themselves that makes the match important. Once again there, we see Snax and Waukesha on the point alone. No nades to contest. Solo cap guaranteed as Waukesha gets that. Carbon coming in, and it looks like it actually might be pretty inevitable unless a grenade comes over. Carbon guaranteed on the cap. And Jug Messiah on this forward push, this could actually spell a potential guaranteed cap again for LBJ. If the fights are played here well, but Jug Messiah on basically COD timing walks out the second that the mid players respawn and get shot in the back. Carbon coming in for the drain. The score being, of course, kept as close as it can possibly be, so there can be absolutely nothing predicted about the outcome of this match. We have Snaxus running the point. Jetta and Miguel seem to know that he's there. Nobody has the nade for it. The nade comes in late, but that is absolutely insane from Carbon. The cross angle from here to there, managing that grenade halfway across the map with a point. Ark, you still with me? Do you have any comments on this match thus far? We have two players coming in for Mint. Four players coming in for Mint on the resecure. All right, I'll let you go.
Yeah, so what I'm noticing really heavily is that there's always someone watching points. So there's no way that it's very rare that if someone's actually able to change the point, someone's always got to be watching it. Seeing these players are just absolutely crazy.
And you would think at the, the utmost highest level, being that we're in the grand finals, that a lot of the caps would be full wipes, like the team pushing together, capturing as a group. But based on the angles and the way the pool works, and especially the grill inside of the pool, there's a lot of tricky angles where it kind of allows, like that cap that we saw with Miguel, to guarantee that you can get onto the point and at least get halfway through the capture without anybody even seeing you. Of course, going that your positioning is correct. As you saw there with Kitten Spitz, being pushed right up might not be the correct move.
Yeah, it's definitely possible to get this, but it's definitely a lot harder.
Most other grenades are, actually every single other grenade does not exist in this version of the game, on top of the fact that every single player only has one, which you might not believe to be true based on just how many grenades you see constantly flying back and forth over the course of the match. And speaking of, on the push here, grenades flying over all the way to the Ghost trampoline side, we are looking at Mint almost equalizing the score 362 to 352. The LBJ players need to take some action here to make sure that they don't actually lose their lead. They were in the lead by quite a handsome amount, but it seems like the strategy's been mostly changed up for Mint. I think one thing that would be important to mention is XOSWAG20 just very recently going negative in this match, still with the MP7, and has now managed to become second on the board for their team, pretty much reversing their performance as of a minute or two ago without even switching the gun, kind of just bossing up. Alright, we have Snaxus on the point and the LBJ recap with Miguel, Carbon, and XOSWAG pushing up together. We could potentially see a Mint recap here if they manage to clear out mid. Waukesha is going to decide to sit on the drain, and the draining is absolutely imperative to making sure that your team is able to win the match. For those who don't know, in King of the Hill, sitting on the hill whilst your team is also getting kills applies a slight multiplier to the drain that the enemy team will experience, which actually makes you win the match substantially faster, or establish a lead so large that you can't lose up to a certain point in the match. XOSWAG and Carbon on the cap, jumping right in. They do manage to get it, and they trade out. Bog Status on the flank. Build Nice Guys and Miguel Killer definitely able for the defense. They both push up. Snaxus on the trade. XOSWAG back before Snaxus can do anything off the positioning alone. I'm stuttering a little bit. But, yeah, this is definitely a lot of back and forth right now. Looking at the board again, we have 2 players at 44 kills, now 45 for Kitten Spitz, flying to the top of the board. Rocking 46 and 31. Build Nice Guys going 44 and 30. A frag counter would simply be too hard to quantify. The amount of grenades that fly around that don't get kills far outweigh the amount that do. It's simply the fact that they're throwing them to check angles and zone that's the important part. Build and Miguel on the point for the drain. Now Mint ever so slightly taking the lead, currently up by a total of 2 tickets. Nades flying in. Waukesha coming up with the push. The full LBJ team, other than Kitten Spitz, managing to push up. Snax is close there with Waukesha. Low as you can be, almost managing a solo cap. Build coming onto the point, clearing off Kitten Spitz, and the feed is basically 100% C7 at this point. I thought it's always been tickets, right? Oh, whatever, that's not the point of this. Carbon and Miguel pushing on to mid. Keisha Bogdan. I think we're definitely going to see some other variety in some of the coming matches, because this all C7 is kind of crazy. I don't think I've seen a single match like this in any of the other sets. I don't think I've seen exclusively C7. Of course, that with the exception of, I believe Exo Swag will also probably still be running something that isn't the C7 right now. Yep. C7, which, definitely due to its RPM difference and the fact that it's looking at mostly similar damage to close to mid-range fights, it's a pretty logical pick, especially if you're going to be doing the planter strat. Definitely a devious angle here, as the enemy team basically sees that. Mint has essentially refined their strategy here, whereas they were down 60 a few minutes ago, they are now up 50, and if this pace maintains for another minute, the match actually might be called first round for Mint, to take map 1 Suburbia. Kitten Spitz managing to and the LBJ players kind of just seem like they need to form up. The strategy of them going in 1 by 1 is just producing results like this, where they did manage that cross-angle pick with Snaxus. Exo Swag now has attention focused on Snaxus with Miguel Killer. That is going to be a secured 2v1 kill. And Build Nice Guys almost at 60 kills. He can't be human. That might be some of the most consistent performance out of a single player. Where are Build Nice Guys back? Anybody know? I don't think they exist. It seems like at PFMM, regardless, the consistency of the performance in actual matches cannot be ignored from Build Nice Guys. Basically, always bringing his best performance to the table. Control returning to LBJ, we're definitely going to need minimum a minute of this minute and 50 spent on just training to guarantee that the score gap can be brought back together. And absolutely no captures, which is going to be thwarted right there by Mint on a potential triple cap. Exo Swag on the lowest amount of health you can possibly have. A mere sneeze could result in death, but it doesn't matter because the angle gets held and the information gets exchanged when people get on the hill. Swag not moving an inch. Manages to get angled out on poor timing by Waukesha there. And I do believe at this point now, with a minute 20 left, the round could potentially be called for Mint, unless we see some absolutely turbo drain action. We're going to need some inside the pool, some out of the pool, on all sorts of crazy angles to avoid dying to grenades, because one grenade, if everybody gets in or out of the pool, could potentially wipe the entire team. The point is still on LBJ. Is going to get this single cap. Exo Swag coming in for the points going back and forth so many times, it wants you to hold out hope. LBJ throwing all their bodies onto the point. Everybody other than Bog Status manages to die, but they do have the point back. I simply don't know if this is enough time left for a drain. I do think first round goes to Mint. Definitely a crazy first match. Looking at the board once again, on its way to 70 kills. It's not a public match. Absolutely unchained. We're looking at 58, 59, 51, almost every single player on LBJ at 50. Only one player on Mint not quite at 50 yet. Monstrous performance from both teams. A few years ago, at the beginning of SCL, what we used to consider a godly performance of 50, a 60, a 70 bomb is now basically average performance. These people are dropping this every single game against each other. This is just what must be upheld for consistent performance at top level. And LBJ does manage to keep fast onto their hold, but it is not enough. Build breaking 71 kills, almost being for LBJ, but nevertheless, not a single player actually at 60, but Build managing to skip the 60 tier and go straight up to 70, also with the highest KD in that match of all 10 players. For the next match, we're going to be hopping directly into, these are just the most competitive picks they could have possibly made. Elevation Hardpoint, LBJ on Phantom, and Mint on Ghost. Oh, wait. Yeah, that isn't. It does need to be switched around. There's going to be a brief intermediary warm-up round between, and then we're probably going to hop straight into it. After this, we're looking at Warehouse TDM, Metro Kill Confirm, and Mall Domination, with each respective sides being listed out as the match is upcoming. Definitely interesting to see, though. Elevation Hardpoint's going to be a pain. Chad, how are you guys thinking about LBJ on Phantom, Mint on Ghost for Elevation Hardpoint? Does anybody here want to make any calls? Who performs? Which team wins, potentially? Maybe just this round? Whoever just did the prediction, by the way, it's supposed to be for the whole set.
Oh, for the whole set?
Yeah, not just round by round. Oh, wait. Oh, it literally said who wins round 1. That's fine. Never mind. Normally it's just, who's going to win. Yeah. It is hard to tell, who is who in these lobbies, especially considering a lot of these people are either on alt accounts, so they can get a tag or the season winnings on a different account that actually needs credit, tag, etc., etc. So a lot of these people are on alternate accounts. Ruby is XO Swag 20. Currently on Ghost right now. Let's bring in Expert RS Cool 34. They make their way into the point, getting a whole 7 points. They are almost full wave wiped immediately by LBJ. Some fantastic forward aggression. Just that little bit that Waukesha did right there to hold ground and confirm how many people are coming just guarantees that LBJ is able to sit on point for just those few seconds longer and get a little bit more score out of their hold. Miguel Killer holding on the point alone with Build Nice Guys against Waukesha, hoping that Bog Status is able to come in from the back with the nade, gets Build Nice Guys low, or at least, Miguel. Miguel still managing to stay alive with Carbon. Sitting on this point, racking up that score. Winky, potentially on the drop down, gets Exo Swag, comes down, potentially the 180 loses to Carbon. 3 seconds left on the point. We're going to be rotating to Gravel. Waukesha and Build Nice Guys are already here. We're going to see some people throwing themselves on the point just here in a moment. Miguel rotating around, Build holding this fantastic neutral angle, making it so Kitten Spitz can't successfully push forward. Miguel just, seemingly from this point right now, kind of just aiming point. Still 4 kills nonetheless, but some pretty consistent plays from both teams as there's a clear strategy from Mint to have people kind of hold middle angles like that, where Build is right now, to just gatekeep and guarantee that at least when the push does come, even if it is overwhelming to that one person, they can know for a fact how many are coming from that angle to prepare better on their defense. All right, sorry, one moment. 10 seconds left on this point. Then we are going to be rotating over to the Phantom side, I believe, the Phantom side of the staff. But as it stands right now, we're seeing a good bit of back and forth. Waukesha and Jug Messiah making their way onto the point. The rotate hold here could be very important. Waukesha getting Carbon. Miguel, potentially as well. Miguel getting very, very low. And a solid hold for LBJ. They are going to take the score lead here in just a moment. Nade flying all the way over. That was a pretty crazy grenade. I do not, Sinister. Sorry. Alright. I will be moving the camera now. Waukesha on the point. That point lead is taken, in fact, by LBJ. No one on point right now. 25 seconds on the rotate. Definitely enough time to juice out a good little bit of score here and build. Just thinking outside the box. You don't see this as a flank play very often. Coming from people on elevation, especially on this point, especially as a ghost. With the swat on the ledge and the gate spawn camping. The random nade in the spawn almost managing to get him a kill. And the rotate over here onto Big Wood Ramp. As we see three of the... Ooh, wow, that nade build. Where even was he? From mid, Build manages to throw that grenade. 2003 Jetta and Carbon pushing together. Kitten Spitz and Winky holding it true for LBJ. I'm definitely satisfied to see they're managing a bit of a score lead here. Although it does seem like they're in contention to lose it with the entirety of Mint is right here. The multi-cap is coming in strong. Though the nades are flying in. Build once again in just one of these crazy neutral angles, and it takes multiple people. It takes the attempt of 3 LBJ players to move him out of that corner. The amount of value that Build is paying for by not even sitting point and sitting in random corners is kind of insane. Jug Messiah now on the point. Score lead still being ever so slightly maintained by LBJ as we switch over to the least fun and most chaotic point in the entirety of the map, which is top mid, aka check out the grenades. Carbon making his way onto point now. Build nice guys on the assist, and what do you... Yes, a grenade. That's excellent. And the grenades are...
You even got me laughing.
Okay, come on, they're too consistent. It's just... on point now. Oh, the grenades are so consistent. Carbon making his way onto the point. Bogstatus and Waukesha pushing on to mid. The grenade's still coming in. A random grenade from Exo Swag to the top of E-Box. That top E-Box grenade was too much. That was too specific. Kitten Spitz pushing onto the point. The grenade getting underhand rolled. Carbon pushing on. And the best part about this point truly has to be that they do all of this. The battle of 5,000 grenades and 600 dumped shots for a total of 20 games scored between both sides. The least amount of score is gained on this point for by far the most fighting. But if you don't fight and you let the other team take it, you almost guarantee that you could end up losing the entire round. And now we have Waukesha on the... Oh, wow. A big brain play managing this low HP. The little pokes pushing his way onto point, strafing against Miguel. Waukesha taking the very upper limit. Taking absolute maximum advantage of being that low HP. Managing the situation basically perfectly. Winky also now in the coveted corner strategy, though they do get picked off by Miguel. We're seeing a lot of pretty crazy pushes here. But as that intermediary strategy is kind of getting a little bit stronger, seeing players position themselves in random corners like this, we're seeing more fighting happening off the point and a slower gain of score, where I think in a lot of other matches you'd see at least one team at 200 or 300 right now. We have both teams within 2 score of each other. Once again, still mostly fighting off the point. All of that for 10 seconds of uninterrupted point time. And now, with that little bit of score that LBJ just gained, they're going to have to climb up the mountain of doing a retake from a fully claimed gravel side with the entirety of Mint holding. But this is devious. Hold on. Winky and Jug Messiah coming in from the back. Miguel gets a chance to react and picks off one and picks off both. Godly plays from Miguel Killer BR there with the double flick, getting both players build on the very convenient. This is going to be a full hold point for Mint most likely. This is going to be the first time that a team has managed to hold one of these points in this match halfway through the match now for more than 30 seconds without having to run off the point, not die, or being shot off the point. Jug Messiah and Kitten Spitz on now with a little bit of equalizing. One problem with the security strategy that Mint is going for is LBJ has everyone who can be on the point at all times. Whereas Mint kind of chooses to put 2 on the point and have 2 defend, which is definitely good because the fact of security is important. It's what they're doing right now. They have 2 people pushing. They are running out of time here, but just that little bit of drain could end up hitting and being valuable for them. But as I was saying, here as you see, there's not a single other than Jug Messiah. There is a majority of LBJ players, when they're near point, they are on point. Which is kind of bringing the score gap closer and closer, despite the fact that I would say Mint has had pretty significantly more confident holds, and it definitely shows when it comes to the kills. Every single player on Mint already at 20 kills, once again with Build Nice Guys trailblazing the team at a whopping 30, but there are 2 players on LBJ yet who have not managed to break 20. As it seems as if Mint's holding strategy is working right now, but it seems to be a bit of a short-term play, because LBJ, little by little, though it takes them at least 3 points to do, ends up equalizing the score. But I guess we're going to see here, right here, as the point switches over to Bigwood Ramp, this kind of determines the rest of the match. With LBJ, of course, learning their lesson on a massive pre-rotate. All this comes down to is one team-sided hold for at least 30 or 40 seconds, and that team is going to win with how few fair points we have left. Bottom mid and top mid involve too much fighting for either one of them to be sincerely profitable when it comes to score. Miguel Killer BR and Carbon pushing against Winky, Kitten Spitz, and Bog Status. Build Nice Guys Jetta and Exo Swag on close to tail, coming in from behind. Exo Swag on the nade. Winky holding in the corner. Jug Messiah with a double peek, and the nade comes in from Miguel's perfect positioning. 29 seconds left on the point. Carbon pushing, Miguel coming in. And we are looking at Kitten Spitz, Jug Messiah, and Winky pushing on the counter for the point. No pre-rotates are needed quite yet, though we are getting pretty close to that. I think that LBJ is having a few people... Nope, I was going to say it might have a few people focus on sitting mid first. Rather than trying to wait. I can't keep reading chat. Stop, guys, please. All right. And the pre-rotates are here, and the score gap appears to be just 13 score now. And we are back to top mid. Carbon on the point automatically. Build Nice Guys fighting off point for just a brief moment there. Carbon managing to dodge one nade, but not the other. 2003 Jetta on the point. Build Nice Guys with him. Miguel Killer BR coming in. Winky from behind manages to get wiped out by XO Swag and Carbon. And we are actually seeing a pretty... never mind, I said that before the grenades came in. We were looking at a pretty decent Mint hold, where they were going to be gaining probably a pretty lucrative amount of scores. Run off, just so they don't get grenaded. As you can tell, the value of top mid is not actually that high, because if the point's blue, the grenades will come. And as we see right there, they all group up behind the wood stack, and they get grenaded. Almost a triple grenade for Build Nice Guys there, the second they all gather up on point. And you're seeing just back and forth constantly build on these constant aggressive plays, almost at 50 kills. Does this guy record his matches? I think the community has something to learn from this animal. Absolutely insane. Just the way that he's leading over everybody right now is kind of something to be beholded. Jug Messiah coming in with the nade. The double push. Potentially a fight against Exo Swag. Almost resulting in a kill. Exo Swag on fantastic counterplay here. I think we're looking at a US East server. Keeping that in mind, Exo Swag is on 120 or 140 ping, I'm pretty sure. Still managing to make plays like that. Air-to-air plays against somebody super jumping while they're super jumping. 3 LBJ players on bottom mid. Grenade managing to roll in. Bog Status wiped out. Just Winky alone on the point. With Miguel Killer BR dropping in. Nade roll slamming. Alright. With Jetta coming in on the resync here. Mint managing to hold this ever so slight lead. And as we rotate back, we already see that Mint is basically set up. 2003 Jetta milking out those last few valuable points. Managing to get those last few valuable points, knowing for a fact, since pre-rotation is so popular in high-level matches, you can actually almost guarantee for the last 10 seconds, and however many people you have, you will get that score. But you have to understand that they can also simply just sit next point and stack it, and then you'll end up losing all of it if the rotate's not in your favor. We have Mid now at a 60, near 70-point lead. This match does not just go to 2. There has to be more matches played after this. But Chris Messiah coming in, Exo Swag on the huge play! What an absolutely crazy move tech play. That's a shadow play on my part. Truly a Kodak moment. And LBJ coming back in, though the score is close. I wouldn't say LBJ is quite out of this yet. Still, Mint only 1 on the point, choosing to do this forward push strategy. They're definitely making a bank push when it comes to the next point, but the score gap being what it is means that LBJ 100,000% has a chance to come back. Bogstatus in the feed with a mean triple kill, though Exo Swag's looking to match it here. Pushing up with that HK416. Bogstatus has no idea. Has a chance to react, though. Waukesha as well, pushing in with Carbon. And the Mint push is simply there. These last 39 seconds are going to be extremely important here on this point for LBJ. This is one of their last fair point chances to actually do something score-wise, as the next point is Big Wood Ramp, and it's pretty hard to get a fair experience against an experienced team of Ghosts on that map. And we are looking at the 4-man deep with 20 seconds left. All they need to do is just not have too many people die, separate the bodies apart when it comes to the grenades. Jugmasai is doing the perfect thing by splitting off, watching the angles, and the score gap is basically as fair as we're going to get it. Waukesha's just holding a demonic angle in the corner. Waukesha getting back on the point, getting just that little sweet bit of XP, and that's actually a pretty tactical death. I'm pretty sure Waukesha's going to spawn, yep, substantially closer to the point than they would have been if they simply would have survived and ran the whole way through. So Mint is on the point right now. The score gap does definitely make it so LBJ has a little bit of headway here, and it seems like the game is going to potentially be determined if LBJ gets a fighting chance on this point by the top mid hold, which I think if either team manages to do would be extremely incredible. But at this point right now, as more and more Mint players are getting stacked on the point, we're currently looking at a scale holding on the front. LBJ players coming in as fast as they can. Are they going to have enough time, and are they going to have enough bodies between this point and mid to even the score gap and not take this 2-0? I wouldn't discount LBJ quite yet, no matter how dire things seem. They have to rotate off for the grenades, they know. And it just ends up being a bad counterplay there as well. Points rotated to top mid. The score gap is currently 84. Bogstatus getting on that point. Grenade City coming up here in just a moment. Nice counter grenade flying in there. Good to clear angles like that. Miguel Killer BR maybe going on to the point, and then nade comes in for the secure on Kitten Spits. It does look like this match is going to be called for Mint. There's only 37 seconds left. The nades are coming in, and they are doing enough when it comes to the killing department, but I don't think... Each team only bans one map and no modes. Every mode is played. It's first team to 3 wins.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the
Hold on, I got you. Nah, if I start adding circles and O's to it on my screen, whew, I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. Alright. I don't know how long they're going to be involved in this, man. I'm getting FOMO just watching them all have fun at mid. Whoa.
Rejoining back to comp.
Yep, right now. And here's my debut. Oh no, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. Well, teams are evening back out. Oh my god, the G11 comes out from Built Nice Guys? No way he's back. Competitive capture the flag is goated. Yeah, we don't play capture the flag. It is Hawk, Hardpoint, TDM, Capture the Flag, and Tag Run do not play. They never are playing with that.
I don't think the build is updated.
No, I don't need the this build isn't updated to support a lot of things. A lot of things. Well, I don't know how much longer each team needs for their brief intermission period. We are waiting to swing into the next match here. But, once again, that is going to be Warehouse TDM with LBJ on Ghosts. And, yeah, that's right, yeah. LBJ on Ghosts and Mint on 10. Forgot my chat didn't work. Oh my! He can't do that on the stream! Alright. Jokes aside, we're heading into the match now. This could potentially be the final match. This is match point for Mint if they manage to take it. All it's going to take for the rest of the set is for Mint to clear another round, and they are going to win. This is going to be entertaining. I haven't watched a good competitive Warehouse TDM in a minute. Alright, and here we go. Looking at the lineups, we have, and this is definitely surprising to see, never mind, he's camping. RS Cool 34 with the Scar Hammer watching mid. That's the Scar L, sorry, it's not even the hammer. And Build is using the G11. This is automatically an interesting match. So to get a quick breakdown of what we're looking at, RS Cool 34 on RS Cool 34 on the Scar L 2003 Jetta on the Bye.